So you created this program specifically for men. Why?
Well, because I found myself getting frustrated, spending so much more time in my house, on my own, with my own thoughts, and not being able to do the things that I've committed to for the last 30 years. In fact, something I moved out of one job to another to commit my life to, I suddenly wasn't able to do that. And I thought, if I'm this frustrated, then what I'm hearing through the news and what I'm hearing on the TV about how people are suffering from depression and becoming, getting more mental illness, I thought that's something that I can help people with. And so I thought, if this is affecting me to a certain degree, and I've got the tools and the techniques to do it, yes, I can use that for me, but I can do something better, which is to share it with other people. I've created this course because one of the things that I've been aware of in the work that I've done is that people create habitual patterns that help them get through the day. And up until a year ago, those patterns either were in the background or they worked perfectly for the situation that we were in. But I know from my background, my dad who brought me up, my mum died when I was 1, by the time my dad brought me up, he'd had 2 wives that had died, and he fought in a world war where 22 of his friends, young friends, had all been killed, and then spent years in prisoner of war camps. So he had a way of acting and a way of imposing and being that affected the rest of our family. There's 5 boys in our family, so I had a very male upbringing, and that sort of shows up in your life as you go through life. And I had to do the work on myself. I found myself in my 20s needing to kind of do the work to make sure that I could function. But a year ago, or when COVID kind of hit, suddenly I'm finding not just myself frustrated and feeling thoughts of helplessness and dislike and dismay, but I'm hearing that as men, we are finding that we're suddenly redundant. The things that we have committed ourselves to, we're not able to do. And that is playing out in the frustration, the anxiety, the stress, and the depression that's happening out there. So the reason for creating this course is because I know the tools that are available to us to help us to function properly, and even to be able to function at either peak performance or resilient, to be able to withstand what's going on. So I created this course so I could share the things that I'd learned and the things that I'm using now to help other people, to help men particularly who find themselves in a situation that they never thought that they'd find themselves in. Well, although it's going to be an online course, because of that, we've got to make it super attractive during the day. Normally when people come to a course, they've got that personal interaction. So we've got to make it even more interactive than we would normally be. So we're going to be bringing together the best tools that I've come across in the last 30 years to help people to get a control of their day, get a control of their emotions, be able to put themselves in the best possible state so that no matter what hits them, they can respond as positively or as appropriately as they could on their best day. Because that's what people have lost now. It's that frustration, depression, anxiety, stress that is making people go down rabbit holes of thinking that is not serving them. And so what we need to do is we need to bring that back, bring the reality back, but give people tools, tips and techniques so that when they find themselves going down that rabbit hole, they go, oh, right, I need to do this. And it happens instantly. So it's got to be really interactive, because obviously it's going to be through Zoom. So we're going to be really interactive, getting people to do things. Although they'll be in their own home environments, they'll be getting up, they'll be doing things, they'll be writing things, they'll be standing up and getting involved, because we have to do it that way in order for people to get the results that I know they can get from this program. Now is absolutely the best time. Look at what the government is saying is coming, but not only that, you've got the Christmas period, and if the typical man, the man who's been brought up in the old style, he's maybe still the provider, or he's expected to provide. He might be on his own providing for a family that's not near him, but he's expected to provide, he's expected to be there, he's expected to do things, be around. And so all of those things happen at Christmas time, and there's a lot of stress at Christmas time. Not only that, January is a very blue month. That's when people are most depressed. That's when people split up more often than the rest of the year. So the best time to do it is just before people get into that Christmas swing. Or this year, it might not be Christmas swing, but I want people to be ready and resourced for whatever happens. So hopefully it's going to be great, but if not, November, end of November is the best time for it, because Christmas is still going to happen on the 25th of December. January is still going to happen. There is no better time than before, because come Christmas time, everyone is going to be busy. In December, everyone is going to be busy. So the end of November seemed to me to be the best time right now for people to engage and to learn these tips and techniques to help them get through it.